has arrived in the mid-Atlantic region of the U.S., and it is a glorious afternoon at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a third and long.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa, escaping the pressure right. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They bring a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I don't know what Coach told me before. They always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
The Ravens at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice game.
Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Henry. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And a
throw there going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
But it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
So the drive stays alive after the fourth down conversion. First and 10 inside the 30. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. Down right around the 25.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Running from the gun with Henry. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. The quick slant caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Second down and goal. Jackson got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Here's Tua. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Henry again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Now it's Jackson. And right side, Henry's got it. Touchdown! Derrick Henry from 6 yards away.
And the Ravens go up by 2 touchdowns.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A handoff as they run the counter play. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Showed some tough running, but couldn't free much space. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And the slot man goes in motion left. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Tua. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Down to about the 22 here. 9 yards on the run there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. In motion comes the tight end left. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, the end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Jackson's throw complete there to Beckham.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop them on 3rd down. Jackson.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. Here's Jackson. He completes it to Beckham. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Now we know know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. On 2nd and goal, Jackson, he's got it. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Tucker now to add the point after. And it is now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back. And
he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From his end zone, Wilson. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays. Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
114 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, still throwing here with a big third-quarter lead, but that time this defense gets a measure of revenge.
One of the few positive moments they've had on either side of the football, really. Things have definitely not gone their way, but maybe their offense can seize on this and put some points on the board.
They fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll send the slot in motion left. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Got his man, Robbie Anderson.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Ready? On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some room to maneuver. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, I mean, we get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't done it to scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From his end zone, Wilson. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
76 yards on the ground for him so far.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Tua. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Jackson trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett.
And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Check right. Ready?
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. From midfield, here's Tua. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Down. Right, 60. Down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Go, 10. Go, 38.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Ready.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
To throw is Jackson. It's caught by OBJ. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need,
and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it is 42-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And wow, the fair catch was signaled for and taken inside the 5-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And some room to roam now. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as